Welcome back, everybody, to CALLOUS Draft Duel Round of 16. All the drafts are complete, every single one of them commentated and here on my YouTube channel. Go back and check those out. Obviously, you want to watch the drafts before you watch the matches to see how we got to the point that we're at. As far as this specific draft, Now versus Gang, you will find a link to that, as is the case with all the videos, the link with that specific draft, and a link to my Discord server in the description. If you've been enjoying this content, please consider donating to the tour. We're at $400 right now. Not bad. Would love to hit 5 or 6. $500 means $250 to the winner. Not a bad payday. $600, of course, means $300 to the winner. Not a bad payday. If you want to donate, Discord server, PayPal link in the description. I keep nothing. All the money goes into the prize pool, supports the player, supports the tournament. So please consider doing that if you have the means and you've been enjoying the content. Let's get into it, baby. Round of 16 for a spot in the quarterfinals. Now and Gang, game 1 in a best of 3. Now's on the bottom, leading Zam. Kangaskhan on the top is going to scare it away. Body slam there. Risks getting hit with Synchronize if that had parried, but undeterred, Kanga stays in on meta, clicks EQ. Body slam here is going to finish the Alakazam, and he really didn't get a lot of value out of that. A 56% psychic is nice, but not worth outright losing the poke, I would say, especially when Kangaskhan may have the rest and early bird combo. And Hariyama here is being swiftly neutralized by Weezing. Weezing, I think, is one of the unsung stars of this format. Gets picked in round 2 or 3 if it gets picked at all, and it has been such a shutdown poke against a number of threats. Will-O-Wisp is interesting. It may or may not have activated Guts there, but either way, Now is not comfortable and is going to go to Smeargle. Khan comes in, perhaps hoping to eat a Spore because of early bird. But it's actually substitute Dragon Dance, which he's almost certainly planning to baton pass. Earthquake pops the sub. There is the Spore, but he insta-wakes with early bird, and Body Slam is going to kill the Smeargle and completely toss that plan out the window. Slowbro comes in to mash, which it of course does resist. Metagross can learn Shadow Ball, but doesn't seem to have it here. Instead, we wind up with Weezing on the previously unrevealed Jolteon, 44%, Sludge Bomb 50%, but doesn't find the added effect Poison. Therefore, Jolteon will win the 1v1. Here comes another T-Bolt. Previously unrevealed Umbreon coming in for Gang. Still hidden pokes in the back for each player. Curse. Ooh. He might be trying to pass that. Gotta be careful. BP's a sub to Ursaring. Ooh, he's keeping the curse for himself, maybe? He might still have passed, but goes for a boosted Shadow Ball, which obviously Ursaring is immune to, and he is in fact passing it to Slowbro of all things, though. And return, despite the defense boost, they're going to do a lot. It's +2 attack, +1 defense, and 2 slow Mons stare each other down, but the slower one, the Bro, going to go down to the return. Breloom comes in, bluff Spore, but now is undeterred. Spore does come down the second time, kind of have to. Almost certainly going to sub up here as Jolteon comes in, and that is what we get. Probable Focus Punch incoming. And all he can do is sub, but that is not going to deter the Focus Punch. I think the best he could do is pop it on the way out. And that's what we get. Hidden Power, probably Ice. And Focus Punch is going to take him down as the lead gets bigger for Gang, 5-3. Kangaskhan returns. Mash does a lot, but doesn't kill. Kanga with the opportunity to outspeed, maybe, and get a crit. But it's actually a faster Metagross, and Gang gets cut down a little bit here, but Weezing could maybe still deal with it. Pain Split helps, but there was an attack raise. Makes it tougher. Last one did 55. This one with the raise, obviously going to kill. And now it's Gyra on the other side in a game that's much closer than it once was. 3-3 becomes 3-2. Gyra might clean it up here. Hidden Power flying. Yep, Hariyama gone. Can Ursaring eat an attack? It's still napping from the Spore from before. It does not insta-wake, and now it's going to have to survive, wake, and crit all in one turn. Kind of a tall order, and that does not occur as Gang finishes it off with Gyra with HP flying and takes game 1. Let's go to game 2. Players in the same positions. Now on the bottom, Gang on the top. Game 1 to Gang. So now going to need 2 in a row or he is going to be eliminated. Vaporeon subbing up as Cloyster sits there and spikes up. Eats the Hydro Pump well enough, all things considered. And now Venusaur comes in trying to come in on a pump, but instead it is a baton pass to Miltank of all things behind the sub. Outspeeds and lands a T-Wave on Venusaur. Giga Drain does pop the sub, and of course the spikes are still down. And Body Slam is an interesting choice. If you've got T-Wave anyway, I think I would rather just have Return, but to each their own, kind of a nitpick. Sleep Powder does land regardless, as does Leech Seed, so Miltank not having a good time anymore, and out of the way it goes. Flygon has to be careful here of a potential Ice Beam. And it is just a spike, so pretty ballsy for now. Gets down layer number 3. Rock Slide incoming. Cloyster takes it just fine. Can take another one. However, it flinches. Rock Slide again. Eats it. And Surf is good enough to pop the sub. Doesn't mean he doesn't have Ice Beam, but it doesn't look like he's going to get the opportunity to do it. And a surprise Dragon Breath from Gang will be good enough to get the kill. So Pokemon advantage for Gang, but all 3 spikes still down. He's also suffering from a plethora of status effects. Lax is burnt. Miltank is sleeping. Lax could have Rest or Refresh, and it does have Rest. However, I assume it is paired with Heal Bell, which is currently inaccessible as the Heal Bell user, the Miltank, is busy napping. Salamence comes in. Lax is in pretty bad shape at this point between the Intimidate and the Leech Seed, and wisely gets out of the way. Vaporeon comes in, stepping on spikes in order to do so, puts it well in range of the follow-up kill from Hidden Power, which of course now is going to go for. Previously unrevealed Regirock comes in, resisting what I assume is HP Flying, and here is Rock Slide targeted at Mence, hits Blissey okay at 26%, but prompts in the Venusaur ultimately, and it is T-Wave against a Mon that is already paralyzed. Vaporeon comes in at just 2%. And Leech Seed will be good enough to kill in this instance. Gets through the para and the imperfect accuracy. Flygon going to take its chances and try to sub up on a paralyzed Pokemon. Immediately met with HP Ice, but Gang is going to be stubborn and try it again. Fishing desperately for a full para here. Substitute yet again, and he does get it now. So what is the punishment? Neutral Earthquake with Stab, good enough. 63%. Venusaur does not para twice in a row, so at least pops the sub on the way out. And he does go for the substitute again. Probably not what Now wanted to see. Gengar comes in, pops it with Ice Punch. Dragon Breath, as long as he doesn't get paralyzed, is not a big deal. And he does not get the added effect. I believe it is 30%. Does not find the para. Arrow on Miltank here. Rock Slide, crit. Miltank down, and Heal Bell no longer accessible. Flygon comes in. That is a rock resist. It's again going to fish for a 30% para with Dragon Breath, but not find it. In comes Gengar. Lax has to step on the spikes. Ice Punch against what seems to be a thick fat Lax, doing a paltry 7%. Mence comes in for the Intimidate. However, Curse immediately gets his attack back to where it was and gives him a defense boost. Now is just going to attack. Body Slam retaliation. And Now's been pretty good with Dragon Breath and Body Slam at avoiding added effect paras. And indeed, the Lax is going to take a nap yet again as Salamence begins to Dragon Dance up. This is looking a little bit scary for Gang, but he does have the 1-game cushion if the Salamence takes Now to the Promised Land, which it certainly looks like he's going to. Double boosted, 45%, and he's going to curse up, but I think he needs to just Body Slam here and get a para. Hidden Power, 34%. Body Slam, 63%. Again, avoids the para. Damage roll situation. This time it does less than it did before, 31%. Comes up short. Rest happens for Lax, and it's going to be a third Dragon Dance here. 2 defense boosts, 1 attack boost for Lax, but far more boosts. 3 a pop for Mence. Hidden Power, 41%. Hidden Power, again, 42%. Wakey, Body Slam, good enough. Salamence goes down, and this just got a lot closer. 4-4 situation. Boom. Not going to kill, but crucially, it will prevent Rest. Aerodactyl, Hidden Power, good enough. Not going to risk missing a Rock Slide there. Regirock comes in, threatening to Rock Slide. Instead goes for T-Wave. Blissey, the unfortunate recipient, is now paralyzed. 3-3 game as Regirock begins cursing up. And Ice Beam only 22%. Not so exciting here. And now the Rock Slides are doing more at 40%. Ice Beam 22, still no crit, no freeze that he's looking for. Rock Slide again gets a flinch at a bad time as Blissey is now very much in danger. And indeed, the follow-up Rock Slide does not miss and she goes down. It's not the Aerodactyl follow-up here threatening CB Earthquake. Just going to let the Venusaur die, and now it's only the Aerodactyl. And it can't even Earthquake because then you're locked on it and you lose to Flygon. So going to desperately fish for Rock Slide crits or flinches. Does not find either. And Curse Regirock is going to take him to the promised land. Gang with the decisive 2-0 victory has earned his spot in our quarterfinals. He is in fact our first quarterfinalist, and I want to give him a big congrats. He has looked strong in this tour and is very much a player to watch in the later stages of this tournament. And now, thank you very much for participating. A strong, very, very worthy of respect competitor. Would love to see you in a future tournament. Alright guys, that is just a small taste of things to come. We have so many games to cover. This is only the first of 8 sets. They haven't all been played yet at the time of this recording, but several of them have. So I'm going to bust them out, and they'll all be on YouTube. Like I said, remember to not only like the video and subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so, but also please consider joining the Discord server, link in the description, and possibly donating to the tournament. Lots more content to come. Thank you for watching.